There is an unseen shift occurring in the atmosphere around you right now. A sudden thickening of the air that demands your absolute silence and your undivided attention. Because what I am about to reveal to you cannot wait for a more convenient hour or a moment when you feel emotionally put together. Archangel Michael has stepped into the perimeter of your life with a fierce and urgent countenance, carrying a heavy briefing from the celestial courts regarding a covert gathering of dark forces. A secret pact forged in the shadows specifically designed to intercept, dilute, and completely dismantle the miracle that has already been signed, sealed, and dispatched to your doorstep. Do not turn your eyes away from this message. Do not allow your finger to mechanically scroll past these words. And do not let the habitual noise of your daily worries drown out the precise frequency of this warning. Because time is operating on a divine countdown that is rapidly running out of minutes. I need you to completely freeze where you are. Drop the frantic lists running through your mind. Quiet the racing thoughts that tell you tomorrow will just be another cycle of survival. And listen to the tone of a voice that carries the heat of a burning fire. A cadence you have not heard in a very long time because the era of gentle whispers and soft, reassuring nudges has temporarily given way to an ultimate emergency, broadcast from heaven itself. We are not just talking about the chronological time measured by the ticking of a mechanical clock on your wall or the digital numbers on your screen, but rather the heavy, shifting tides of your emotional endurance, the alignment of your destiny, and the structural windows of the spiritual realm, which open only for a fraction of a second before sealing shut for an entire generation. Heaven has been tracking your journey with microscopic precision, watching the exact moment one season of your suffering ends and the next era of your manifestation is supposed to ignite. And right now, the scales are balancing on a razor-thin edge, where the next few minutes will determine the trajectory of your entire future. If you choose to walk away right now out of distraction, fatigue, or the cynical belief that this is just another piece of passing digital noise, you will miss the specific key that was forged exclusively for the lock you have been weeping over in the dead of night. This is your moment to claim the protective shield being offered. So if you feel the resonance of this holy truth vibrating deep within your chest, stop and type 555 right now in the comments to anchor this divine protection to your life, and declare to the unseen world that you are fully awake, fully present, and refusing to let your miracle be stolen by the enemy. This message was never meant for the masses who wander aimlessly through life looking for shallow comforts. It was meticulously calibrated, engineered, and synchronized with your exact wounds, your specific history of betrayal, and the silent cries you uttered when you thought the universe had entirely forgotten your name. For years you have felt a strange, nameless friction dragging against your spirit, an invisible warfare pulling at your emotions, making you feel completely exhausted from carrying heavy psychological burdens that no one around you could see or appreciate. You have learned to put on a flawless mask, smiling warmly so that friends, family, and coworkers wouldn't judge you or ask questions you lack the energy to answer. But when you look into the mirror, you see a soul that has been stretched to its absolute breaking point. I have watched you in those quiet, isolated rooms when the weight of expectation caused your chest to tighten. I saw you crying in the shower where the sound of the running water could bury the noise of your broken heart. And I stood beside you as you stared blankly at the ceiling at 3 o'clock in the morning, wondering why the path of righteousness felt so incredibly lonely and agonizingly unfair. The enemy saw the massive magnitude of the breakthrough attached to your lineage and decided that if he couldn't destroy your faith completely, he would wear you down through a slow, calculated war of attrition, utilizing exhaustion, financial delays, fractured relationships, and constant mental static to make you voluntarily lay down your weapon and give up right before the finish line. But heaven does not hesitate. It does not slow its pace just because you are feeling uncertain, and it refuses to let you stay stuck in the false narratives that toxic people have written about your character. Every single tear you have dropped did not merely evaporate into the fabric of your clothes or disappear into the floorboards. They were caught by holy hands, cataloged as sacred evidence of your endurance, and transformed into the very fuel that is now driving this divine intervention to clear your path. To fully weaponize this moment and shatter the secret pact of the enemy, we must unite our spirits beyond this temporary digital screen, which is why I am calling you right now to step completely out of the shadows of isolation and join our global sanctuary of like-minded believers by clicking the link waiting for you in the description and the pinned comment below. By entering this sacred community, you are not merely visiting a random website. You are crossing a spiritual threshold into a vibrant global altar of worship where you can lay down your heaviest prayer requests, actively lift up the burdens of others who speak the true language of faith, and find daily shelter among a family that truly understands the cost of the cross you carry. If you know that Jesus is the absolute, definitive answer to the emptiness that has been carving out your soul, you need to write Amen right now to signal your complete surrender and your unshakable alignment with this holy movement. Your presence in this circle of prayer is vital because, while heaven moves through individual willing voices, its power multiplies exponentially when a community stands shoulder to shoulder, breaking the chains of loneliness that the enemy uses to isolate his targets. Every single seed of faith you plant into this mission, whether you choose to support our work by buying a coffee, making a financial donation, or stepping into one of our deeper membership tiers for advanced spiritual study, is transformed into a roaring torch that cuts directly through someone else's terrifying darkness. Your generosity acts as living, revitalizing water for weary souls who are currently wandering through the desert of despair, seeking nothing but a single drop of healing and hope. Remember the ancient, immutable promise that keeps our entire mission alive, the eternal law that declares when you give, it shall be given back to you in good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over into your lap. Do not let doubt convince you to hold onto your seed out of fear of scarcity. Instead, release your seed today with absolute purpose. Step boldly into our community and watch with your own eyes how quickly the Creator brings wholeness, restoration, and supernatural abundance back into every fractured area of your existence. If you can feel the heavy, majestic weight of these words pressing deeply into your spirit, drop a 222 right now to show that you are planting your seed in fertile ground and that you are ready to open the heavens wide over your family today. The spiritual window that is currently open above your life is a rare, sovereign convergence that will not stay active indefinitely. And if you choose to procrastinate, telling yourself that you will tend to your spiritual health when life becomes less chaotic, the door will close, the atmosphere will shift, and the specific breakthrough tailored for this exact night will be out of reach. You will still survive, you will still grow, but you will be forced to climb mountains with much heavier weights and fight battles that could have been completely dismantled in this very room. The enemy is desperately trying to pull your eyes away from this text. He is triggering notifications, injecting sudden skeptical thoughts, and trying to remind you of your past failures because he knows that if you stay until the final word of this message, your spirit will undergo a permanent, irreversible recalibration that he can never corrupt again. This is not a word of condemnation or a message designed to make you feel afraid. It is the fierce, protective outcry of a guardian who sees you walking dangerously close to the edge of a cliff without realizing the spiritual ambush waiting in the brush. I love you with an everlasting, unshakable devotion that is both intensely tender and incredibly fierce, and I refuse to let you wander off into the darkness when the light of your vindication is finally breaking over the horizon. Stand firm, quiet the storm inside your head, secure your place in our community of faith, and prepare to witness the total annihilation of every secret plot designed to steal your joy. Understand the profound reality of this holy convergence, because when the enemy realizes he cannot strip away your foundational purpose, his final strategy is to deploy an army of subtle diversions that erode your focus. Think of how many times you were right on the verge of a breakthrough in your personal life, your finances, or your emotional peace, only to be hit by a wave of random drama, a sudden unexpected expense, or a completely inexplicable feeling of intense self-doubt that paralyzed your progress. This is not random coincidence or a string of bad luck. It is the deliberate execution of a spiritual blockade meant to drain your life force before you can access the abundance that belongs to you. You are dealing with an energetic structure that operates in the deep background of your reality, monitoring your emotional peaks and valleys to find the exact moment when you are most vulnerable to a narrative of scarcity. When you spend your precious hours reacting to every minor crisis, arguing with people who are committed to misunderstanding you, or reliving the traumatic choices of your past, you are actively allowing the thief to deplete the divine reserves assigned to your destiny. Archangel Michael stands before you today to announce that the line has been drawn in the sand, and the cosmic laws of justice are being fully enforced on your behalf. The ancient texts and spiritual principles that govern our existence explicitly state that whatever is hidden in darkness must be brought into the blinding light of truth. And that includes every single secret dynamic, hidden jealousy, and spiritual contract created to keep you bound to a lower version of your existence. Look closely at your history and see how you have been systematically preserved through situations that would have entirely crushed a lesser soul. You have walked through literal fire, carried heavy multi-generational burdens, and stood strong when the pillars of your material world were crumbling. Yet you are still standing here today with a heart that is still capable of love, hope, and absolute transformation. This resilience is the undeniable proof that you are marked by a higher calling, and that your presence on this earth is a direct threat to the kingdom of darkness. Do not let the enemy convince you that your current struggle is permanent, or that you are somehow being punished by the universe, because the exact opposite is true. You are being rigorously tested, prepared, and structurally aligned for an unprecedented level of spiritual authority and earthly prosperity that requires a completely unshakable internal foundation. When you type 555 or write Amen or drop a 222, you are not just executing a random digital action. You are issuing a serious decree into the atmosphere that resonates through the celestial courts, announcing that you are completely divesting from the frequency of fear and locking into the absolute certainty of your divine inheritance. The community we are building through the link in the description and the pinned comment is explicitly designed to serve as a fortress of high vibrational alignment, where you no longer have to explain the complexity of your spiritual warfare to people who are completely blind to the unseen world. It is a dedicated sanctuary where your prayer requests are treated as direct commands for angelic deployment, where your financial seeds are carefully nurtured in fertile spiritual soil, and where your daily life is consistently anchored by a global family of believers who understand exactly what it means to walk by faith and not by sight. Think of the incredible power that is generated when thousands of fully awakened souls unite their conscious intent to tear down the blockages holding you back. Your seed is not a loss or a commercial transaction. It is a powerful spiritual mechanism that unlocks the heavy floodgates of heaven and ensures that the law of reciprocal abundance manifests in your daily experience with absolute undeniable force. Every time you invest in this divine mission, you are actively participating in a global rescue operation that provides light, truth, and emotional stability to lost souls who are drowning in the current global matrix of confusion and despair. You are helping to build an unshakable altar of global worship that stands as a direct counterweight to the darkness trying to envelop our modern world. Do not let the heavy, paralyzing weight of your past limitations dictate the parameters of what is possible for you in this new season. The open window above you is shifting right now, and the celestial alignments are moving into a position that requires immediate, decisive action. Stop looking back at the people who walked away from you. Stop analyzing the opportunities that fell through. And stop letting the ghosts of your past failures tell you who you are allowed to become tomorrow. Those endings were not tragedies. They were divine structural updates intended to clear your immediate perimeter of toxic influences and low-frequency alignments that would have completely contaminated the miracle you are about to inherit. The voice calling out to you today is the voice of absolute, unchanging truth, an eternal frequency that knew you before you were ever formed in your mother's womb. And that voice is declaring that your season of hidden, isolated suffering has officially come to a definitive end. You have served your time in the wilderness of confusion. You have paid the heavy spiritual debts of your lineage through your tears. And you have preserved your integrity, even when it felt like the entire world was rewarded for lying and cheating. Now, the cosmic scales are turning in your favor, and the secret pact of the enemy is being entirely dismantled, neutralized, and turned into the very stepping stones that will carry you into a life of immense